Hey everybody, this is Dan again from Boxcar Studios. I used to do a lot of touring. I've got a lot of gear I'm getting rid of. I'm sure you're starting to notice that now on Craigslist and maybe some other places. I have here a wonderful Stage 5 pedal board, first of all, that is for sale. And as you look down, you can see all the various controls that you have here. There's actually 2 loops for effects. You plug your guitar in here, and then of course everything distributes from there. So if you want to have 2 separate effects loops for 2 different amplifiers, you can do that. These loops also enable you to plug into your send and return into your amplifier for more clean production there as well. And then all of these outputs for power are switchable. So you've got 9 volt DC, 18 volt DC, 24 volt DC, 12 volt DC, plus and minus. About any pedal can be plugged in to that, and as you can see, that's what I've got going on here. What I love about this pedal board too is that all of the pedals are on top, of course, but the cables can be wired underneath very neatly, so they're not in your way. And there's also a cable tester here. So you plug a cable in on one end, cable in on the other end, and it will tell you if it's working or not. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. And then there's a headphone amp. So you can actually practice with your headphones on. I'm sure your wife or your spouse or your parents would probably really appreciate that. But for today, I'm going to be demoing not just the board itself, but all of these pedals are for sale. I've got a Wah pedal off to the right here. This is a Bogner Ecstasy pedal, which I toured with for many years. I love it. It's got 2 channels, so you have a distortion channel and then you have a boost, so that you can also do solos and be a little louder, have a little more gain. Here's a digital delay, DD5, and this one, I don't have it hooked up right now, but it does do tap tempo, so if you get yourself another pedal, you can tap in the tempo of the song, and it will automatically give you the delay. Otherwise, it has all kinds of delays in there. And then over here, we've got a reverb pedal from Digitech. Right now I've got it set up on a standard plate. No, sorry, spring reverb for guitar, spring reverb. But you've got several different reverbs in there, from room to plate. I think they even have a church in there and a hall, so you can get all kinds of big and small tones. And then this is just a simple passive box. The DOD is an AB box, and I'll be using 2 amplifiers here. I've got my personal made amp right here, and then a crate amp over there, and I can switch back and forth between the 2 amps. So let me show you a little bit of what this thing can do. Here's just my guitar plugged in right now just to the amplifier, no effects. And just to start off, I'll give you a little reverb. Very natural sounding spring. That you can change. I also have a nice delay pedal. You can hear how it's slapping back. You can set that as well. Right now I just got it on a basic delay. I like to work with my wah pedal on that one. Actually create a lot of cool rhythms there, but again, just soloing. And now I'm going to add in a little distortion on there. And like I said, this distortion, you have 2 channels, so there's a rhythm channel. You can set as much gain you want on there. If I want to do, say, a Journey solo or something like that, I can put the boost on. So now I'll start playing with it a little bit for you. Let's do a little bit with the delay. So I'm going to turn that Ecstasy pedal off. Okay, so you have lots of modes on this one. You've got everything from delay to hold to reverse delay, but I'm just going to work with the delay itself. Here's the shortest delay where you can get kind of a slap back. Hear that ringing? excessive, but you get the idea. And then you can make those a little longer and turn that on. So you get that sort of sound where it's just coming after, like on a solo. Okay, and then we can go even longer, which is the ones that I like when I'm soloing. So you can hear how long that is. So if I do something like so you can go really long on delay on this one. And again, there's a lot more features to this, but this pedal is wonderful. Okay, over here on the Ecstasy pedal again, we've got a couple of options here. We've got a volume control, a treble, a middle, and a bass, as well as gain. So watch this. Those of you who really like the gain. Everything you want out of this, from that to just kind of a typical rock and roll. There are also presets on here which I really love. You can change your mode, so if you want kind of a full tone, which I have on right now, or you can go to a tight tone. Just playing with EQs. There's a mellow on here. You got a couple of pre-EQs as well on the other side. They're all designed for different styles of music. Here's a 20th century one. So you get all kinds of crazy stuff coming out of this pedal. Wonderful. And then again, the boost. Now the boost has its own volume control. So right now, that's the volume. If I hit this, do it louder, I just turn this up. There's my rhythm. Of course, it's a little excessive, but you get the idea. You can set that, because you know how often you go to gigs and for some reason the sound guy's out having a smoke or taking a break and not paying attention to your solo, so now you can boost yourself. You also can boost the gain on there. So right now, if I turn the gain all the way down, you don't hear much difference between the boost and the regular channel. If I turn the gain up and I want to get a little more distortion, wonderful pedal. And again, in succession, using a delay and those sorts of things, you can really get the wonderful tones that you want to get, especially the modern ones and the Journey. That's kind of all my pedals on there except for the wah right now. Now I'm going to show you the one pedal that I've enjoyed over the years. If you're carrying around two amplifiers, I'm going to switch from the my custom built amp over just to a simple crate amp. I got a whole different tone going on. If I want to switch back over, nice clean tone. Let's switch back to a dirty tone. Difference. Now this particular pedal board enables you to actually have two different loops as well, so you can switch to those amps as well as have a different loop setting. So that's kind of all the pedals we got here. This is your basic wah pedal that you've seen over the years. Nothing real fancy about it except that it's a standard metal case. It sounds awesome. I've probably used it a dozen times because I carried around 2 to 3 wah pedals at any given time in case one broke when I was on tour. So this one's still working just fine. Make it talk. funky stuff going on with that too. Add a little bit of delay to that, have a little fun. Let's see if I can get that right. A little too much. In succession there, of course my delay time's a little long. Shorten her up a bit. Getting the idea? So you can work with these pedals. All of this is for sale individually or together. I hope to hear from you.